Yeah, hey, this shit easy, nigga. Hey, I'm talking about, nigga, I'm still out here trying to get it.
Contender Regime Boxing, checking back in with y'all, man. What's happening? So Bill Haney steps down as Devin Haney's head trainer. I'm gonna get straight into it, man. I really never looked at Bill Haney as a coach. I know he's been very, very instrumental in Devin Haney's life. That's his father. He's been a phenomenal father. Always wanted the best thing for Devin Haney and put him in this position where he is today. Did all the hard work. So Devin Haney really didn't, all Devin Haney had to do was just, play his part and, be the best that he can be. You know what I'm saying? So Bill Haney has been a phenomenal role model and father to Devin Haney, and he continues to do that in his personal life and on the coaching aspect and on the business side of boxing, really just positioning Devin Haney and getting him to this point. It's always a beautiful thing to see fathers like Bill Haney, and especially black fathers like Bill Haney. It's a beautiful thing. And, but I never really looked at Bill Haney as a coach. And I think that's mostly due to when I first saw Devin Haney, he was being coached by Floyd Mayweather Sr. I seen videos of Devin Haney working on the mitts with Roger Mayweather. I saw Devin Haney before he turned pro working with Floyd Sr. You know what I'm saying? In the gym, sparring and, working at the Mayweather gym and getting it in with Floyd Sr. Always being around the Mayweathers, being around Floyd Jr. So always, and he also trained with Roy Jones Jr. as well. So I really never looked at Bill Haney as a coach because I've always just seen him with Big Floyd. And I thought, Floyd Mayweather Sr. did a phenomenal job with Devin Haney, making sure his defense was on point, getting his reflexes right, getting his timing down, his ring generalship, his distance, the jab, the hit, don't get hit, the sweet science. Floyd Mayweather Sr. is really like the reason why Devin Haney's defense is so fucking on point. The reason why he's so sharp. That knowledge that he was able to soak up all that time being with Floyd Sr. Floyd Sr. really, really like instilled the sweet science into Devin Haney. And you could tell he came up watching Floyd Mayweather Jr., like I said, being around Roger, being around Floyd Sr., just really soaking up that game, man, and really adopting the mindset of, look, I'm going to work harder than you. I'm going to be smarter than you. I'm going to have better defense. I'm going to be more technical than you. I'm going to be more skilled than you. You can have all the punching power. You can have all that extra shit, you know what I'm saying? And I can hit too. At the very foundation of my game, I'm going to be more skilled than you. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm putting in the hours. I'm putting in the hard work. I'm working on my game. I'm staying sharp. And I have the natural athletic ability, the reflexes, the foot speed, you know what I'm saying? Like the hand speed. You feel me? And decent punching power. Contrary to popular belief. You dig what I'm saying? So, a lot of people forget that Devin Haney was nominated for Knockout of the Year in 2019. But they say he can't hit, right? But that's beside the point. So I've always just known Devin Haney to be under Floyd Mayweather Sr. So I never really looked at Bill Haney as a coach. And when Floyd Sr. and, Team Haney parted ways, I was kind of confused. I'm like, man, why would they do that? And I don't know. I'm not going to get into, what happened. I really don't know. I don't know the whole backstory. I don't know what happened, why they parted ways, but they did. And, Team Haney, they brought in Mickey Bay. Now, we know Mickey Bay, coached by Floyd Mayweather Sr. He's been signed to TMT and been around that whole, the money team, Mayweather Gym, been around Jeff, been around Roger, been around Floyd Mayweather Sr. and Floyd Mayweather Jr. So Mickey Bay has, amassed a a great deal of knowledge and understanding of the sport and of the sweet science. And he's been able to put things together. He's a pretty decent fighter himself, and very, very skilled fighter himself. And but that don't even really matter as far as how good of a fighter he was, comparing that to how you're gonna be as a trainer. Most of the great trainers wasn't even that good of fighters, you know what I'm saying? But just the fact that Mickey Bey, he can relate to Devin Haney with, actually spending time in the ring, fighting on the championship level, and, being coached by one of the greatest coaches ever, being around probably the greatest fighter to ever live when we're talking about just the pure boxing skills. So Mickey Bey has been doing a phenomenal job with Devin Haney. You see him working on the mitts. When you listen to Mickey Bey interviews, you could just tell that he really knows the game. He really knows the sport of boxing. Very cerebral, very intelligent guy. And I know that in the actual fights, Bill Haney would work the corner live as the head coach. And I would have liked to see Mickey Bey in that role, working the live corner, because I think that he would be able to really give Devin Haney, some good knowledge and some good game, and be able to see things from a certain perspective in the ring that Bill Haney really can't see, because Bill Haney ain't really never been no fighter, you know what I'm saying? And if he ever did fight, it wasn't ever on this level, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think Bill Haney ever fought. So Mickey Bey would be able to give him just a different perspective, you know what I'm saying? And on top of that, with the wealth of boxing knowledge that he has, and the relationship that he has with Devin Haney, and how good they work together, I just feel like, I would have liked to see Mickey Bey in that role. Now, I don't know if Mickey Bey is going to step up and be the full-time head trainer. I would like to see what that looks like if they can't get back with Big Floyd, or if, I know Floyd Mayweather Jr. came out and said that he was, looking to try his hand at training, and he actually worked with Devin Haney over the past, year or so. And I would like to see, Floyd Mayweather Jr. try his hand with Devin Haney as a coach. But my first mind is telling me that it's gonna be Mickey Bey that steps up and becomes the head trainer for Devin Haney. I would like to see that. I think they work well together. Like I said, we see them doing the work in the gym, but when it comes to the fight, it was always Bill Haney that was working the corner. So, and that's important. That's important. Bill Haney, of course, he has that father-son connection with Devin Haney that you can't duplicate anywhere else. And I know he's giving Devin Haney, sound advice. And, because even though I don't really view Bill Haney as like a top tier coach, he knows the game. You know what I'm saying? But I would like to see somebody like an actual trainer, somebody that's, more versed in the sport of boxing and the knowledge of boxing, like a Mickey Bey, working the corners live and, just letting him run the show. And I really believe that, you will see an improvement. And even though Devin Haney, he's boxing phenomenal, he's a great fighter, he's doing his thing. But I think you will see an improvement in Devin Haney's game, And my question to y'all is, what do y'all think is the next step for Devin Haney? Do you think that do you think it's best that they elevate Mickey Bey to the full-time head trainer? Should they bring in somebody else? You know what I'm saying? And when you think about bringing in another trainer, are you going to go after one of the big names? You got to think about those big name trainers. They already got a stable of fighters themselves. And, I heard the brother Derrick James talk about how, he likes to keep his stable, to a certain limit, because you don't want to spread yourself too thin. You want to keep guys, you want to be able to work with all your guys and give them all that quality time and that energy that they need. So do you go out to one of those big name guys that already got a stable of fighters that they're working with, or do you stick with your guy Mickey Bey and elevate his role and give him the full head coach title and job, you know. To me, personally, I think that's the move. I don't really know if they would go back, if Devin Haney would go back to Floyd Mayweather Sr. And to be quite honest with you, I don't really know what I know. You know, Floyd Mayweather Sr. He's getting older. Of course, he ain't getting no younger. I know, you know, his speech has been slowly but surely deteriorating more and more. I don't really know what his health situation is like right now. I don't know if he, you know, has the capacity to really, you know, be a full-time trainer right now. I really don't know. So you know, I don't know how that will work out, but I like Mickey Bay. I think the guy, you know, he's young, he's vibrant, he understands all the different aspects of boxing. I really believe that, you know, he will work well with Devin Haney in the corner, and I just want to see how it go. I want to see how they go, and I think that's what they're gonna do. I don't have no inside information or anything like that, but I'm just speaking off of, you know, what I think, my opinion, and just pure speculation. You did what I'm saying? So what would y'all like to see Devin Haney do? What do y'all think is most likely to happen? Y'all let me know down in the comments, man. Contender regime boxing. I'll holler at y'all boys, man.